Hi everyone, it's PacProFX of our live stream for Thursday, July 21st. For those of you that are new to my channel, you can go to www.PacProFX.com and subscribe there for our VIP memberships. I believe I have a sale of 10% off for the first 3 months if you sign up by the end of this month, or this week actually. So if you want to take advantage of a total of 30% off, so 10% off each month for the first 3 months, you can sign up at www.PacProFX.com. And what I provide is I provide a chart service. I give you details just like what you see on the screen right here in the monthly, which is here, weekly, daily, and 4-hour time frames. And when I get down to a 4-hour time frame, or even down to a daily, I start to include target points that the price may go to. So you can follow this. It's not 100%, but nothing is. However, this is all these numbers are actually derived from Elliott wave, Fibonacci, and supply and demand strategies. So that's how I actually get these numbers, and experience, of course. Okay, so tonight's going to be a slow night here. I'm going to be going very, very slow on the charts, only because I'm actually updating all the monthly, weekly, daily, and 4-hour time frames as I go. So usually I am only updating the daily or 4-hour time frame. But I am actually doing the maintenance part, which is basically a weekly and a monthly as well. Of course, monthly, it's only 1 candle per month changes, right? And weekly, it's 1 candle per week, which is basically 4 candles per month that change. So I apply those changes as I go, and I just also take a look at it one more time to make sure that the measurements and everything are correct. So that this way, when I get down to the daily and 4-hour, your analysis is as accurate as possible, and that is the key. All right, everyone. Let me. So I already did the Australian JPY, but I'll go over it really quick. I'll make sure that everyone is on my other channels. I do. Also live stream to my Discord server and my Gilded server. All my members and free members as well. You can actually go to Discord or Gilded, and in the FX Live on Air, you can also see all this, and you can actually interact with me better. I'm on here more often than I am on YouTube. On YouTube, I only have 2 live streams per week. I might increase that a little bit more, but I think what really will benefit you is if you go to my Gilded and my Discord server. The descriptions and links are in the description, and you can sign up there, and you have free access to the live on air. So this way you can interact with me directly, voice, video, everything, chat. A little bit better than YouTube, but if you're on YouTube, you can actually just type in a pair on the chat, and I will accommodate you for today. But if you want access to all these detailed charts, and I'll show you what it looks like. Here's my gilded server, and on the, for example, FX part, and when I just updated was the Australian JPY. In here, you would see the monthly. Well, I have a full monthly time frame, so this is from like day one, and it gives you all the Elliott waves, so you can actually learn as well about the Elliott wave formation on a monthly. So this will help here. Gives you kind of the monthly target where to go to, and then you have a zoomed up monthly time frame, so this way you don't have to see the whole entire thing all the time. And then I also provide a weekly with some numbers if you want to trade on a weekly time frame. And if you try to trade on a daily time frame, this is what it looks as well. And if you are on a 4-hour and you want to trade a little bit tighter, here's your numbers as you get up to there. So this will guide you as price goes into the direction of the waves. Okay, so that's an example. One thing missing from these right now, and I will tidy them up as I go, is that I add trading view links. Like, for example, you see down here, here's a trading view link. You click on here and you can get your own trading view link, so this way you could see the markings on the chart a little bit better, and you can even download the chart if you like. So you'll have that ability. What else? Our premium members receive, for example, our platinum members receive additional daily currency screeners. So basically it's a screener here with technical oscillator ratings, positive and negative directional indicators, the Williams percent range, which I like very much because it gives you a heads up before time whether or not you're getting to a point where you're getting out of a trade. Works better on a higher time frame, by the way. Any patterns that are showing up when I take this screenshot, and weekly, monthly, and yearly performance. So all that information is provided to you daily, and then you have also the FX currency strength. So here you have the currency strength on all the currencies. Like, for example, the Australian and New Zealand dollar is strong on a daily, and then you also get the breakdown as well between all the currencies individually. So here, Australian JPY is one of the strongest ones if you're trading the Australian dollar, and this is just strength. This is not direction, just strength. Okay, so CAD JPY if you're trading CAD. So in other words, take an example of the Australian dollar. If you're trading the Euro Aussie or the Great British Pound Aussie, you're probably not going to have any movement. You're probably going to stay in one place and you're wondering, hey, am I going to make any money, kind of deal, And you probably want to be in the Aussie JPY trade, up or down, whichever direction it is, because the strength of the Aussie is higher. That means more movement. So that means probably that since the JPY has been very weak and the Australian dollar is strong, that means that the movement will be higher, probably going up, and it's the Australian dollar stronger to make that move happen. So that's what this means, and that's how you use it. So I provide this daily, 4-hour, even 4 hours. So on a 4-hour time frame, you'll get that as well. So monthly, weekly, daily, and 4-hour, you get that if you're a platinum or higher member. If you're a diamond member, you also get a GANN astrological forecast. So what this does is I actually get a third party that provides me information on any major trends in oil, dollar, gold, silver, and I provide a calendar for you. For example, right now, today's the 21st, nothing here. The next time on the 26th, there's a major copper trend, a major silver trend, and there's a major gold trend on the 28th. So that's what we have in store for the rest of this month, and then it'll be different next month. But all of these here items, I've been tracking them since May, and they've been pretty much 100% with a tolerance of plus or minus 20 hours. So it's very accurate. At least you know that if there's a major dollar trend listed here, you know something's going to happen plus or minus 20 hours in here. Actually, they've been actually even more accurate than that. It actually happens on the day pretty much. So this will help you and give you a heads up that something may be happening, and you may want to check your trade based on that, especially if it's like the dollar trend. Okay, so you actually get master FX trading ideas that are included as well. And gold membership only gets the basics out of here. So in other words, access to the charts. All VIP members, gold, platinum, and diamond, get access to all the FX charts. We have crypto charts. We have commodity charts, oil, gold, copper, silver, WTI. And also we have the indexes, and I cover SPX, NASDAQ, RTY, the Russell, and the Germany DE 30 euro. So we do carry. I do cover 6 different cryptos right now. That may expand depending on our members. And on the FX side, I pretty much almost carry every single one. As long as the major ones, and some of the exotics as well, because I do have some members that are overseas and they prefer to trade the exotics. They like that better. So I do cover a lot. Almost I don't know how many pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I never counted. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 20, 26 pairs. 26 pairs, and a few of them are like the JPY basket and JPY world currency unit and a Dixie and a US dollar, just to give you a little bit of another look at the US dollar and the JPY in case it shows up better on one than the other. Okay, so that's what I cover, and that's what you get with your subscription. Plus, you also get strategies training, and you also get some any advice from me online here. As I am live streaming, you can ask me any questions, and you know that's all included in your membership plan. So again, if you're interested, you can go to the www.PacProFX.com, and that's the best place to get discounts. And right now, I am offering a 10% off for the first 3 months discount. So take advantage of that while it's there. All right. So let's get back into the charts again here. And let's check to see if any of my members came in. A lot of them are pretty much sleeping because it's still very early. Oh, Yana. Hi, Yana. How you doing? Good morning to you. Okay, and a couple things I'm going to show you today. So I'm waiting for one of my members to arrive because he asked me if I can go over how to confirm getting into an entry or exit. Because we always say, oh, don't enter without confirmation or don't exit without confirmation. But what does that really mean, and how do you go over that? So that will be something I would like to cover tonight. So this way you can see how that works, and also get a little bit of practice with it. Because basically, of course, you know, nothing's 100%, but I can show you ways that you can patiently wait and get a confirmation before you get into a trade. So this way it doesn't, you know, turn around and go the other way, and then basically you're in the red and have to take either a loss or, you know, hold for a little longer. So let's try to avoid that as much as possible. You don't want to be in the red. If you're already in the red, you want to probably get out of your trade. You don't want to be in a losing trade. You can always get out, and you know what, get in and then make money on a winning trade rather than just continuing to a losing trade. So we'll go over that today. All right, Yana. Hey, good luck with that, man. I tell you, sometimes they can do some work on your teeth in the dentist, but good luck with that. All right. I'll go over that a little later because my member is not here yet, and I want to make sure that he gets to see that. If not, he can always rerun this YouTube, the YouTube portion. That will be up and running for public, so this way you can also go over it, and if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me on YouTube, Gilded, or Discord, and I will reply to you promptly. If you're on Gilded or Discord, you will get a very, very prompt request answer back. All right, so yeah, and I'm doing updates as I go. So I will try to prioritize the ones that you are looking at right now. And I just finished Australian JPY, so that's all done. Let me just add the links there, and then I need to put them in Discord as well. So again, today's session is going to be a little bit slow motion, just because I am updating a lot of charts here as I go. Just please bear with me. Just trying to knock off two birds with one stone. A lot of work that I do on the charts here, but they are very, very worth it. And just as a consolation for you guys for staying with me so long and going and especially tonight slow motion, I'm going to give you a little tip right away, and that is that the Australian JPY is pretty much almost ready to continue upwards on a wave 3. So in other words, a good entry, and I guess it goes right into what I was just going to cover, and that is how to enter, right? So let's look at a 4-hour. Let's do this, and then my member can actually just rewind the tape. Okay, so first thing is that what helps is if you have one of my charts, right? I mean, then you can see where price will be going and thing. But if you don't know, and then you want to know, how do I enter here? So here's my suggestion. When you're entering on these trades, you want to make sure that price breaks structure. Okay, so I'm on a 4-hour time frame here. Okay, I like the 4-hour only because 4-hour is a strong move, and let's say that you are here, and it's good to know what wave you're in. Okay, so if you're a member, you can go back to one of my charts, and you can see that the ABC wave has ended here, and after an ABC wave, the trend starts to continue up, so or down depending what it is. So this wave began and is continuing upwards, right? So you know that you have an upwards trend, but the first wave is always has a pretty good pullback, and you kind of wonder, okay, how do I know when the change of wave 2 is, so this way I can go long during this time. So if you zoom into this area here, and I'm they always call me a wave 3 hunter because I really look for those wave 3s. And just to give you a little feedback, if you're not familiar with Elliott wave, I can give you a little bit of a introduction here. So Elliott waves are basically either a motive wave, and they're usually in 5-wave patterns, or a corrective wave, which is an ABC pattern or a 3-wave pattern. So this one here is a motive wave, and it started here pretty much, and it goes up here, right? So this breaks down to an A, B, C wave for wave 1. Okay, and I'll change colors so this way you can see better. Wave 2 became a Um, you can't see it here, but there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave down. And if you go to a lower time frame, you'll be able to see this pullback here. I'm just used to seeing it even on a higher time frame. And that's wave 2. And then guess what? What's left is your major wave 3 going up. So this is wave 3. Okay? And this is the wave you want to get into. But the tricky part is knowing how to get in here, right? So, here's how I'm going to show you how to get in. Okay. All right. So, you know this pullback is going to be some sort of a good pullback, and just to show you, these pullbacks are usually and let's get a fib on here. Okay, and let's flip it the right way. If you don't know how to use Fibonacci, you should know how to use the Fibonacci tool and the expansion as well. Okay. So let me do one more thing here. Let me use one of my master fibs. There's a reason why I like to use my master fib, and I will show you why. Okay, my master fib has a few more levels added to it. One level that is a nice secret level in Elliott wave is the level of 0.702. This is basically halfway between the 618 and the 786. So this number is just basically right in the middle. It's a 702 level. Okay, it works here. It works at the 1.702 level. So it is a major area on this for pullbacks. Okay, now 702, I only use it for corrective waves. Okay, so only for pullback corrective waves. I don't use it for motor waves. So what happened here, if you could see, I just took a fib from the bottom here to the top here, and guess what? 702 was exactly where price went to. It's like magic, isn't it? So now, hopefully, everyone has learned one of my secrets, and that is the 702 level. And this pulls back really, really nicely. Honestly, I wait for the 702 level, and if I see a impulsive pull up, then I know that's probably the only level it's going to go to. If I see it come down close to the 786 or the 886 level, and these are the possible 3 levels. Most of the time, 95% of the time, these are the 3 levels that the wave 2 will pull back to. Okay, it's very, very common that they pull back this much. It's basically to get people who went in long on here to get into the red here, and then basically stop them out, or force them to close their trades. So that's a very common thing. That is this is the psychology working to stop you out. But again, the 702 is a very, very good level. So give me 1 second, because I just want to see something here. Let's go back to only because I don't only teach you guys, I also trade myself. So I am keeping an eye on this thing, because this came very close, but no cigar yet here. And we do need to make sure this, if this passes this level, then I need to turn this into a long. It already touched this level here, so I should automatically be in a long here, but I'm waiting for confirmation. and this is exactly where we're here today. And I wanted to show you this because we're exactly in that area right now, and I'm going to show you why I'm still a little short. I have a little small scalping short here because I think I'll come back down to this level, or go down a little bit more from this level. So I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, so let's go back to where we were and continue that. Okay, so let's clear this. All right, so you got your Fibonacci on here. You got this. You know that you're at a 702 level, and now you need to wait for confirmation. What confirmation really means is that, especially if you're on, okay, now I want you guys to understand something. If you're trading on a 4-hour time frame, that's a very, very good time frame to do confirmations. Okay, I have a 233 minute, which is the Fibonacci time frame, which is also just like the 4-hour. Okay, so don't panic on air. You don't have to do any math. So what I do is I wait for a confirmation. What is a confirmation here? How do I confirm when is a good time to get into a long here? Okay, now I'm a little more advanced. I know that, you know what, getting into a long here is super, because Elliott wave, basically you're not going to go lower than this point here. Okay, but I don't like to be in the red at all, you know. So well, you know, I can wait a little bit. I mean, look how far up this went, right? So I can wait a little bit. I don't have to get in right away. Being patient, right? Patient is important. And if you don't know what patience is, you need to learn it. Because if not, you're going to blow a lot of money that you don't need to blow. And everyone understands what I'm talking about. Even if you're a newbie, you gotta have patience. Okay. It's funny. On a related part, I was helping a food bank this week, and you know, we have a pastor, and he's actually a doctor as well. And one of the things he was talking about is patience, right? He goes, and he asked the questions like, how many times did you actually, you know, make a quick decision and screw it up? You know, in other words, if you just waited for a little bit, it would have all worked out, or you know, it would have been you would have been in a better situation to make a better decision. But how many times have you actually jumped on something and then basically screwed it up? And I'm not only talking about trading, I'm talking about anything in your life. Because trading is all about psychology, right? So it works with everything in life. But that's why you got to learn patience in everything you do in life. Because, of course, if it's something, you know, like, you know, an emergency or something else, you know, you don't want to wait forever. But the thing is that sometimes when things are, you know, don't need to be handled right away, have some patience. Just wait a little bit. Think about things before you do things. You'll see that in trading, you'll actually save a lot of money by doing that. But in real life, you'll see that you will end up choosing the correct thing or process or, you know, solution. Always when you just kind of give it, you know, take some patience and analyze it and look at it a little bit better before you do it. So, you know the analogy of a carpenter, measure twice and cut once. Get that? So if you measure one time and you cut and you're off a little bit, well, you just screwed up that piece of wood, right? So it's always good to measure twice and cut once, and you'll have a better outcome as far as, you know, getting things done the right way. All right, so same thing here with trading. Patience, you know, you need a lot of patience to wait for that, or if not, basically it won't go your way. So now getting back to this here, how do you know where you have a confirmation. Okay, so here you have this V shape here, right, at the very end. Okay, so see this V shape here? All right, so if you see that all these wicks are in here in this V shape, the highest wick you have that's coming out of here before this long candle down is your indication of where you're going to draw a line, and you're going to say if the body of the candle breaks, not just the wick, because see this one wick broke out and it came right back in, but this body closed above that structure, then what you're going to want to do is just wait for a little pullback like it happened here, and then basically you can go long. So once this structure gets broken with a candle body, then basically you're good to go, and that's your okay for entry, and that's as simple as it gets. Okay, now this is just one thing, okay, and actually this is not number one. Okay, this is number 3 actually in my book. Okay, this is number 3. Number 2 is I look at the overall structure, like on a higher time frame. So I'm looking for trend. Okay, that's number 2. So trend, I make sure that the trend is going higher or my way that I'm going to go on a higher time frame. Okay. Number 1 that I use. Okay, so this is number 2, trend, and number 1 I use is Elliott wave. Okay, Elliott wave will guide me as far as like where it's supposed to go to. Okay, so this way I kind of know that okay, the entry point is around here anyway. Then if I confirm that the trend is going up as well, so it's going in the same direction that I am trading, then that's number 2. So I got a number 1 and number 2 done. Number 3 is a confirmation that it took all these highs. Okay, it creates a lower high, lower high, lower high, until it breaks all these highs and comes up and confirms. Then basically that's my number 3 to go long. And that's really the 3-step process that I take myself. I do that as part of an odds enhancer. So again, you know, number 1 is the Elliott wave form. So I'm looking for to start a wave 3 down here to go start. Okay. I look at the overall trend on a high time frame, and that was going up. And then number 3 was basically looking for a break-in structure. And once I have a break-in structure and I have a candle that closed, it has to close, and this is a 4-hour candle. So each candle is 4 hours, so it'll take you a while. But you need patience to wait until these candles are done, so this way you can confirm to go long. Don't worry about it. Look what happened here. It didn't go anywhere. Price didn't go anywhere. It pulled back a little bit more. So you don't want to get stuck, you know, right away here. Just be patient. Be patient on this, and then get in. You know, as soon as you see that it tests the bottom again, and little doji here was a good indication. Let's pull that back. This little doji was a good indication here that it's ready to go higher, and this broken structure right here. So that was a good indication that, you know what, I'm ready to go. Don't get into it right away, because if you got into this right away, you would have to feel a little bit of heat here anyway, right? So you just gotta be a little bit patient, and then you'll see that you'll have impulsive moves up. So when that happens, you're done. It also helps if you put your Fibonacci's on here, because if you know that basically that this is right, this structure is also breaking a Fibonacci level, and price has already gone through, and then basically retesting the Fibonacci. As soon as it retests the Fibonacci, you know to get in around that level, and that would have been the ultimate level to get in, right at the Fibonacci after price already broke through. So price breaks through a level like this, comes back to the level, and that is the time that you want to get in for a long, as soon as it retests. All right, I hope that helps. And that's just for entries, and exits are pretty much the same way, but opposite. So again, it helps to know your Elliott wave. let's say that you want to get it out here at the wave 4 here. If you wanted to get out on wave 4, you have price just continuing to go up, and then all of a sudden what happens? It breaks these structures, right? So these structures broken here. As soon as you saw these big candles here, I would have just gotten out pretty much. But again, when a break in structure, even for this, you can actually be a little bit more conservative and wait for the break in the body, not only the wick structure but the body structure, because in this one here it was kind of hard because the it was all the way down here until it broke. But if you wait till it breaks the body structure, if it breaks the body structure, you might as well just get out. So that'll save you a little bit more money and retain a little bit of money. Don't forget, it's all about how much money you. It's not how much money you make; it's about how much money you keep, right? So I would have gotten out here if I wanted to get out of this wave and put my money somewhere else that was a little bit more, had a little bit more movement. If you're a platinum or diamond member, you would get those currency strength reports. So this way you can look at that, look at another currency, and see if you're on the start of another wave 3. So this way you can get in there. So that will be the ultimate place to get out here. But again, you would look at the Elliott wave. You would know you're at the end of the wave 3 here. You will look at trend is still going up, right? That was number 2, right? So as soon as you see that it's going counter your trend, you're going to be a little bit worried about this here. And then you're going to look for a break in structure. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to give you another little tip on this one here, especially when it comes to exiting on a trade. If you ever see candles that do this, a wick over wick, okay, after it hits, okay, so here's some even better odds enhancers for you guys, and let me make a smaller pen on here. So if you ever see a long wick like this, right where your Elliott wave is supposed to end, or where you want to get out, that's probably it. Okay, I know there was a longer wave here, but as soon as you see this here, and then you saw a large pullback, that's probably it. Okay, the second thing that gives it away is this wick over wick. Once you have a wick over wick here, more than likely price will just continue down and not come back up after you see a wick over wick. So as soon as it produces this wick and comes back down and then starts to continue down, you could just get out there because it's probably going to just continue down. So that's a good indication of getting out. And then the third one is the break-in structure of the candles. You can wait until you have a break-in structure of the wick, but that would have you would have lost a little bit more here. But textbook says wait for the wick. And you got to understand that candle structure there broke that wick by just like a pip. So, but that counts. That means get out because you're done with this wave 4. Otherwise, you would have been in here for like a day, 2 days, pretty much 4-hour candles each. You've been in here and price would have gone nowhere. So you might as well take your money out and put it somewhere else where it actually has a movement, or you can wait again until you get into this wave 5 going up here, and then continue that trend up. So you can do that as well. But all helps if you have some of these levels that I provide, and if you have a premium membership with me, then you'll get these levels in my charts. Hopefully that covers a little bit of how to get in and out of trades, and you need to practice this, okay, guys? So it takes a lot of patience because don't forget, it all depends on what time frame you're on, right? The best one is the 4-hour. The 4 hours the most profitable one to see how to get in and out of these long trades. Please try to do this on wave 3 trades. So they're the most profitable ones, and you'll be very happy. And And don't sweat it. You don't need to catch falling knives. In other words, you don't need to be the first one to get it right on the top here, or get out on the top here, or get in right at the bottom. You don't need to. Don't worry about it. Look how many pips here. Even if I was conservative enough and entered in around here and then got out down here, that would have been 235 pips. I don't think anyone will be really upset by making 235 pips and sacrificing, let's see, you sacrificed on the bottom here 50 pips, and you sacrificed on the top here something like another 50 pips or so. So 100 pips you sacrificed and you made 235. Okay, that's good for a trader that's less than 5 years trading. Okay, now once you get a little bit more experienced, it all depends on how much time you put into your trading effort. Then basically you can get a little bit wiser and say, well, you know what, I can just get out here, or just get out here. I mean, you can do that now, but if you did that, you'd probably get out here, and then you would have lost, more pips. So you should basically wait until you got a confirmation that the trend is totally broken. You see here in this situation here, the candles here were, the wicks were down here. This came all the way down to here, but it did not break. The wick did not break the structure of this wick here. So you would have still been in this trade as you went up. Okay, so that's why the wicks are important. Again, if you get up to this point here, you can wait until structure gets broken and then get out, and then you would have known that was it pretty much, or either that or you have a change in waves. So that's what really that means, because you would have known from my analysis that this was a wave 4 and a 5. You could have stayed in here, you could have gotten in here and gotten out here, and made pretty good money. So that's your call, and if you subscribe to me, you'll get probably a better outcome. So anyway, just wanted to cover that. Just wanted to show you that it does work, and again, patience, right? So see, I have a little short here that I'm playing with. I'm just playing with. This is it already hit my number, but I think it'll come back down one more time. And the reason why I am doing this here, and let me show you why, it's because the wave structure. Okay, so this wave structure right now is, okay, you have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Okay, that's what you would think that's here. Okay, now only to a experienced Elliott wave person would you know that there's actually something wrong here, and what's wrong is the waves did not look right. Okay, so what you really have is a 1, a 2, and this is a 3 right now. Right? So in here you have a 4 pulled back, and since this did not break any structure here on this, you're basically now going to probably come back down a little lower. And this is probably going to end up somewhere between here and here. And the 50% of this is about here. So I'm looking for this to come back down to here. And then come back up. So I have this structure here as the higher probability, but again, there is another higher probability that will come back all the way down here and then pull up. So I am waiting to see if that happens. If not, I have a stop loss and I'll just get out of it. So whenever you do something like this here, you do tight stop losses, and you can always get back into the trade again as soon as it gets stopped if it goes your way. But the whole point is to eliminate these large or medium or large losses. You want to have very, very small losses, and then patience and wait. There's no need to be in the red for like hundreds or thousands of dollars. That is just not right. If you're doing that, you're not doing yourself justice and being a good trader. Do not do that. You want to make sure that you get out of a trade with a very, very small loss. Just take it. You will be very, very happy. You don't have to deal with watching a baby, because that basically is just pretty much it is. You're going to be watching that thing day and night. You won't get any sleep, and you don't have to worry about that. And if it keeps on going, then you have a large, large loss. So please get out of trades if they go wrong. Don't try to wait until it, decides to turn your way, because it may not, and many times it doesn't, and you have large losses. All right, so that's the end of my little splurge on teaching you guys on how to get in and out of trades with confirmation. Right, that's a confirmation trade. If you hear me saying don't wait for confirmation, or don't go long until you have confirmation, that's what it means. It means, hey, first of all, find out those 3 things I just told you. Find out your Elliott wave, find out your trend, and then find out whether or not it broke structure. Okay, so you gotta be patient for that. I know everyone itches, they want to jump into trades, but if you jump into a trade too early, you're gonna get burnt. So it's better off to just get into a trade and all of a sudden it's green. Isn't that? Wouldn't that be like your dream, that every time you take a trade, that you put it on and all of a sudden it goes green, and then all of a sudden it goes positive, positive, green, and you never have any red? Isn't that what you would dream? All you gotta do is wait, have patience, and do that confirmation thing like I just told you. And you will have no problems. You will be more in the green than in the red. All right, and once you do that, once you get into a trade with confirmation, put a stop loss. I don't know. Choose a little buffer, like underneath the your entry, maybe about like for example, was here. I will put a stop loss maybe 21 pips below that. And you know what? If it comes down and hits that, just take it. 21 pips is better than 210 pips or more. So just take it, and you know what? Patience again, and wait, and then if you see a break structure, then you can get in for long. And honestly, sometimes you can do it up to 3 times. I would not do it more than 3 times. So if you did it 3 times and you got stopped out a 3rd time, you need to just quit it. Don't try to do revenge trading from there. But you're allowed to do it up to 3 times on Forex. If you're trading gold or oil, it's only 2 times, buddy. So if you're trading gold or oil, you can re-enter the trade a 2nd time, and that's it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You get stopped out, just get stopped out. More than likely, if price comes back down to the same level twice on oil and gold, it's probably going to keep on going the opposite way that you want it to go. 95% rate that it will go in your opposite direction. That's just the way it is. And that's coming from some gold experts that I know that trade. They trade those. They specifically trade gold and oil. And before X, you can do it up to 3 times. After 3 times, it hits it 3 times again. The 4th time, it's going to continue the wrong way. So guess what? You don't want to be there. So make sure you limit to getting into trade. The first time you could try 1. You could try 2 more times after that. So first time get in. If it stops you out, then get in again. Stops you out, then get in again. And if it stops you out there, that's it. Quit. Don't take that trade in that direction. It's probably going to go in the opposite direction if it does that again. All right. All right. Let me get back to the chart. I know everyone wants to see some of the new charts. I'm updating again all the charts very slowly today, so please bear with me. And I just closed out one chart that I needed. Let's see, monthly time frame, daily. I think it was 4 hours. Yeah. So let me JPY and 4 hours. All right, so copy a link. I'm just copying links to my my server, so please bear with me, and just want to make sure I have everything correct for my users. And monthly time frame. Daily time frame. And weekly. By the way, for our members, just in case if you didn't know, you'll get the links for the monthly, weekly, and daily and 4 hours if you go to the Gilded site. Okay, on the Discord, because Discord is not organized properly. I'm only putting in the 4 hour or the lowest time frame on there. So you'll get the charts. So this way you can see them. But if you won't get the Trading View link for each one of them on Discord. You only get the one for the lowest time frame that I post. So if you want to see a trading view of a monthly, you'll have to go to the Gilded site to pull it, okay? Because it just makes it very messy if I put 4 links on the Discord, and it just doesn't become easy for you guys to see that. All right, so that was Australian JPY. It's done. Let me bring up my my task list and market that is done. All right, so daily is, why is it so long? Oops, that was too far. Today. Monthly is done today. Weekly is done. Sorry about the bings. I haven't updated this in a while. Give me a minute. I'll turn that off. How's that? Thursday. Today. Alright, I think I'm up to date. Alright, good. Alright, the next one that we're going to go over with is Yana requested a few, so let's go over those. Euro USD is the first one on her list. First come, first serve. By the way, on the requests, if you're on YouTube, you can just type in your request in the chat. Or if you're on Gilded or Discord, you can also type it in the chat. Alright, so let's look at the monthly time frame. Just looks all bad for Euro, doesn't it? It's just really, really bad for Euro. Alright, let's see. Give me a second.
Hello traders, FX Mem Collector here. Today is Thursday. Still haven't been able to confirm that the wave 3 is over yet. We are pulling back right at that 123 level, which is where I've been forecasting this to go for several months now. Eventually we will end the wave 3, go up, make a wave 4, and probably go down one more time to make a wave 5. And that will be the complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this downtrend, which also is a wave 5.
Okay, Euro is in trouble. It really is. But it is following the pattern. So if you see on my chart here, we do have like a pullback happening, and then we're going to be coming down from here. So let me see if I can get a little bit better accuracy on this pullback. The best thing to do is to drop down a few time frames, and the area that we have is this area here. If I were doing supply and demand, I would be taking this doji here, and then I would like to take about 50% of that one, and that would be the area that I would like to see price go to. So I'm going to move this price a little bit further down to just be a little more conservative on there. Euro has been having a lot of problems because of all the stuff that's been happening. I just read today that the ECB 50 basis points didn't really help. It was like a false, false fix. To say it did not really fix anything with the euro, so didn't do anything. So it's not positive. It may not even get down up here, but this is one zone. This is another zone right here. Actually, I should probably take this one. I would like to see it coming up to here, because it's going to make some kind of a ABC pattern here. So I'm expecting this to look something like this. Maybe an A. We have to here. And a B. You have to here and a C pattern. So that's probably what I'm looking for to get up here to end up wave 4. So I'll keep it there, because if it's very, very brief, if the A is smaller than expected, then basically it would come down to this area, probably the middle of this area here. So maybe the 104.703 area would be it. So that would be my target. If this pulls up and does a 3-wave pattern up, then that's pretty much as far as you can get, and it's very probable that that's what will happen. But I think I'll need to pull out a little bit further because of the waves here, this wave structure. So wait for that pullback. So there's one target, and then your other target is this 94,600 target. That will be the only targets here that would make some sense. All right, let's go back to the monthly time frame. We'll leave that there. And then let's take a picture of that. And that's what all the waves look like. Really didn't have to update this one, but since I made a little changes here, we will update it. Alright, so that's the monthly. And I'll have to remember to make that change to 107086. Oops, Euro USD. Let's go on a weekly. $107,086. Yeah, this is going to pull down a little bit. A little bit tighter because of the Italian Prime Minister getting booted and all this other stuff, and it's just a mess. And since UK is not doing well either, so these two currencies are a little bit correlated. You know, they both drag each other down. 107086. 107086. There you go. All right. So this is still in play, and on a weekly. So we'll just show you that chart there, and we'll save that chart image. Okay, now let's go down to a daily. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing good, Mukand. It's been very, very hot here. Unfortunately, my little office that I have, it's the ceiling of my office is a roof, and during the day, if I don't have my air conditioning or the fan on at the same time with the computers that I have and the monitors I have and everything in here, I can literally bake in here. I swear, I probably could put like a TV dinner in here and it'll be done in an hour. So I am trying to do things at nighttime when it's cooler. But obviously, you know, when the summer goes away, this little heat wave goes away, then I can do things during the day. But man, I really had to not be in here because I'm not. It's not going to be good for my health. So so I definitely had to change that. Okay, let's go back to weekly here. See, let's bring that. And this one here. Alright, let's go back to daily. Alright, so looks like we're gonna hit here. Probably this looks pretty good, see? It goes up, down, and then up again. So it'll be a little zigzag to get up here. This is pretty good pullback here, and then this pullback will end up possibly down here, and then we'll have this end up at the 50% of that. So let's go here. I'll update those numbers. And And believe it or not, this number is a little bit different. So let's update all of them. I have no shame in telling you guys that I just made a little mistake because I didn't measure properly. But guess what? I do go back and fix them. So we have 07035 is the right one. At least you guys know that I fix them, right? Some other hothead would just not tell you and either make you believe that the number was right and all this other stuff. They have a problem saying that they're wrong. And I used to be an engineer, so before I did all this trading and everything else, I was a full-blown engineer. And you know what? Engineers are always right, right? So trust me, the worst traders in the world are engineers because they're always right. You know, they can't never say that they're wrong. I've learned to do that. I've learned to, if I'm an engineer, I learned that, you know, I have to be perfect all the time. And I learned in trading, if you're perfect all the time, you will probably spending too much of your time on each chart. So I do try to be perfect, but I'm not perfect. So it's just how it is. It's human nature. But if I see something wrong, I definitely am going to correct it. There's no reason why not to. Alright. Here we have pull back to possibly there and pull up here. 826. Okay, I'll leave that buffer in there. Alright, so there's your levels that are upcoming here for the week on a weekly, or should I say on a daily. So let's save that, and then let's go down to a 4-hour chart. Let's see if there's anything different here. If not, I will my new chart. Oh, that hit right there nicely. So this wave is done and it finished here. Okay. So now let's see. We have an A, a B. A wave came all the way down here. There's B. We might have one more wave down. Let me see this here. This doesn't look right. So we had A, B, C, an extended one. Aha. And this B wave actually is up here, but since we had this long doji, we just ignore it. So A, B, C. Okay, so here is that, and then you have your B wave up to here, and then you have your A, B, and C. So I think you're gonna have a little bit more. It's gonna come down a little bit more. So let's do this. Take that one. Yep. So we might actually see price come a little bit lower here. And the C will be all the way down here. It'll look something like this. maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave coming down to finish that wave off. So I think we're going all the way there first. And then after that, we have okay, a little bit higher. So this will more than likely be another like 5-wave pattern going up to here. And I'll get those numbers as we complete this. That's how it will look. So that's how we're going to trade. It's going to go up a little bit and then just tank. That'll keep you busy for the rest of the week until next week. All right. Yeah, one thing it's going to do is right here. This is since it's wave 4. Okay, this is actually a big ABC, right? So if you look at it, you can see what I'm looking at here. You're going to see that you have this going on. So, a little darker. Alright, so, oh, geez, same color as the other one. Let me make it a different color. How about green? No, I already have a green. Okay, purple it is. Some kind of a purple. There you go. So, and the blue is there, of course. Yeah, great. Let's change the blue to another color. How about like sand color or something? Yeah, there you go. So you see the purple here? It's an A, B, C wave. Okay, and I want to show you something here. So this was A, this is B, and this is C, right? Okay, so let's look at this. At the top of B wave, look at that wick. See that wick there? That's a confirmation that that was the end of the A wave. So that was A wave, that was another wave in here, that was a lot of different waves all at once, and it produced a huge wick down here. Okay, now this is an A, B, C, right? And that is wave B. And then here is a B, C as well. But it's also a 3, 4, 5 as well of wave C. Right? So this all checks out pretty much. Very, very accurately. Very confident that that's what will happen. All right. So let me make sure that I took a screenshot of that. I think I did. You know what? I did, but I changed the colors. So let's take another one. Alright, there you go. Alright, EURUSD is done. Let me upload it to the servers. So here they are. EURUSD and EURUSD. I saw your comment, Yana. Give me 1 second, and I'll answer that for you. Okay. Rename that one. This is a monthly time frame. Frame. Sorry this is going slow, guys, today, but I want to just update them as I go. So this way I can do as many charts as I can tonight. The heat was just ridiculous today. Oh my god. Alright. So let's upload these. Even now it's still hot. It's better, but hot. Okay. Upload it to Discord right now. Monthly, weekly, daily, and 4-hour. Okay. Over to 4-hour. Let's grab this link. Alright, everything's done on Discord right now for your USD, and I am doing finishing up Gilded right now as we speak. Okay, that one's done. Okay, Gilded is also updated as well. Alright, next. Close all these. Yeah, I know, it's the 50 basis points, I don't know. I think they needed more than that. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to know that if you are in a negative or zero interest rate, you need to increase your interest rate quicker than any other currency that is already in a positive in order to catch up. In other words, your country's interest rate should probably be just as high as the United States interest rates. Obviously, it's working out for us. So if they're behind that, they need to catch up quickly. If they stay behind the 8 ball, then basically they're never going to catch up, and the currency is always going to suffer. So I really feel sorry for them. All right. And this Euro JPY, I have a slight feeling that it will be going higher. Let me double check that. Let's see.
Hello, trader.
Hello, traders. I hit the wrong button. That's Mr. FX Pip Collector. Just checking out the YouTube channel to see if there was any comments there. And let's see. Alright, let's measure this here and see if we still are on track. I think I measured it already, but I'll do it one more time just to make sure. Let's do a fib extension tool. Pull back to here, and what did I get? Yeah, I'm pretty much eyeing on there. I mean, we can go to the 1618. Let's see, will this thing go up to the 1618? No, because it's the euro. If the euro was a little bit stronger, I would have think that I would have just go to the 1618. But you know what? This is as far as it's going to go. So I don't think it's going to go any further than that. All right. So we're good on here. This is still valid here. Let me see if I think I just did the monthly not too long ago anyway. Monthly time frame. It's still good. So I'm going to leave it as is. The weekly, very good, progressing nicely. Let's go back to the monthly here and see. I think I have a confirmation that the Aussie JPY is already in a long, so let's take a look at that really quick since I am looking at that. Alright, and let's go to a smaller time frame, like a 13-minute or so. So whenever I'm actually getting a little bit more surgical on these trades, I go to a lower time frame. But I was expecting this to come down a little bit more, but I think this is all we're going to get, but has not taken out these highs yet. So these highs are it. So if these highs are taken out here, right there, then I will just turn this into a long. But right now, this is still showing me to stay short, even for a scalp. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm looking for it to come down here, grab liquidity, and then go up. So let's take a look at this really quick here, because this is gonna be the deciding point. If it starts to take out these highs, both of these highs here, then we should be safe to go long. This is a confirmation, so this is exactly what I was teaching you guys today. You know what wave you're in, you know what your trend is. This trend is going up, and I'm doing a counter trend trade here, just to see if I get this liquidity part. I don't have to, I'm just, I feel like playing. So I took a scalp here to see if I can get this here, but basically I will turn around. Also, if I get this here, this will be a better price to go long. So I would just turn the trade around here and get in a better price. So actually I just missed it just earlier, because I probably could have gotten a better price just down here. I was watching it, but then it turned very, very quickly. That's the one thing you gotta worry about. That if you're trying to catch that falling knife, price turns very, very quickly, and then you might be too late. You blink and you're late. So that's why not good to do that. But I felt lucky. Just keep an eye on this one more time here. Oh, hold on. I didn't hear you guys. Go ahead, say it again. Good evening. Yep. Well. I mean, it doesn't. Okay, so here's let me tell you this here, because I wish someone told me this back when I started trading. Okay, because I made a lot of bad trades because of this. You are talking about a fundamental, okay, and honestly, it's a very light fundamental. In other words, it's not an interest rate decision. It's not like a news event like the prime minister is resigning or something like that. It's just a number on retail. Okay, it's really not a big thing. It might come up red, but you know what? It's not a big thing. Okay, when you have these fundamentals, they don't necessarily there's no correlation to it. So in other words, just because you got a bad number in the retail sales or a good number in the retail sales does not mean that it's going to go in that direction. Okay, trades do not go in a direction of what the fundamental that just came out in. Okay, it doesn't do that. What it does, it just accelerates what the technical is already going to do. Okay, so in other words, if this was always planned to do this, okay, and something came up fundamentally right in here, and let's say it was a good number, immediately this candle will go all the way down here, get to this point that it wanted to get down to, and then rise. It would just be accelerated. But you see, it went the wrong way. If you have good news, positive news, it went down. And you're like, well, why did that happen? Well, guess what? It had to come down here. Technically, it had to retest this level in order to rise. And it needed to grab more liquidity, more people's stops and everything, because they saw it was a good number, so they went long, and they put their stops here, and they got stopped out. But people would say, "Oh, it was a stop hunt or whatever." You know what? It's not a stop hunt. It was always meant to come to this level. It's just that you happen to put your stop loss there. I mean, the banks are not. They honestly okay, technically they can see where your stop loss is, but guess what? They're not worried about your measly money on a stop loss. Okay, they're not worried about your money. You don't have enough money for them to worry about. They're looking for the other institutional traders. They want to stop out people with like $2 or $3 million on a stop loss. Okay, they're not worried about your $50 or $500 or $1,000. That's nothing. That doesn't even come up as a blip for them. Okay, so don't think that he saw my stop and they stopped me out. No, it doesn't work that way. They're looking for the big money. Okay, and it's not really a stop loss. It's basically a technical. But you know what? The big guys already knew that it was coming down here anyway. So that's why it comes down, and sometimes it comes down a little bit more, and then goes back up. It's really to try to get the higher liquidity from the higher institutions. It has nothing to do with your measly little stop loss. Trust me, they're not going to change the chart on here just for you. They're not. and your trade is not going to make a difference on this chart whatsoever. So not with I mean, unless you have a few million or $1 billion, then you can make a candle. But I'm sure that you're not trading $1 million on this here, so you're not going to be making any changes on this chart for your trade. All right, so that's number one. But number two is that what you learned is that basically just because a fundamental came out does not mean, if it's a bad fundamental, it does not mean that the candles are going to go down. It may go the opposite way. Okay, and even if the news was bad, okay, it just so happens that it was planning to come down to here, right? But it turns around and does this, and then you say, wait a minute, how's this happening? It was bad news. Well, technically, Elliott wave, this will happen no matter what. Unless you have some really, really bad news, like interest rate decision, then it can possibly break this here. And what it will do is, instead of doing this, what it will do is, I'll show you what happens. It will just continue this. So it would do this, right? It'll come down and do another one, and then basically do the same pattern again to fix it. So if it breaks this here, it will come back down here and try to fix it. And then the pattern here becomes like, let's say that this was A, B, C here of A, and then you have a B, C, a B, and then you're going to have A, B, C of C. So this is now your C. And this is your 1, 2, 3. You see how I fixed that? That's what will happen if this get blown out. But right now, this is your 1, this is going to be your 2, and then this is going to be all the way 3. There's always a way to fix it. There's always a way to fix Elliott waves. So it just means that it does another 3-way pattern, ABC pattern in it, or you can add or delete to it. But price always has a way to fix it. If it has no alternatives, and I've seen this in a couple situations where basically there was no alternative. Let's say that price knew that it could not go here whatsoever, lower than this whatsoever, then what it does is that it comes in and then it comes all the way down very, very close and then goes back up. But a fundamental will not really change much in the path. The highway is the highway. You're going to get off at this exit. You know how sometimes you overshoot the exit and you miss the exit? Well, if you miss the exit, guess what? You can get off at the next exit, right? So same thing here. If you miss this exit, you can get off at the next exit. But you still go in the same direction. So more than likely, unless it's a very, very large decision, or like a GDP and an inflation number, and the inflation number is really, really bad or something, it would have to be like super bad for it to push it into another level, and and even that sometimes it just accelerates and goes into the whichever way it was planned to go anyway. So don't really play the fundamental card, okay? And another thing is fundamentals are applied over time. It's not immediate. Just right then and there when the fundamental happens, that does not be. It's not reflected in the chart, except for interest rate decisions. And even that, it's like a temporary thing, right? In 2 days, it's like the interest rate decision never happened. It just continued on its path. The effect on that interest rate decision, even an interest rate decision, will have an effect over time. In other words, it'll have to do a couple of 5-way patterns, and then it like maybe a couple weeks later. Actually, it's about 10 to 14 days later. Then the fundamental kicks in, but definitely it has to be more than a week. So for if a major fundamental came in right now today, we would see nothing next week, but it would start to turn a little bit. It would start to show signs of weakness, and then the week after that, then you would see some kind of a correlation to the fundamental that came out. But it takes weeks for that to happen, because you got to change a weekly and a monthly candle for a fundamental change. Not a daily, not a 4-hour candle. You have to change the weekly and a monthly for a fundamental change. So it takes time for that to apply to a chart. So you won't see it right away. Don't play the fundamental game as like, oh, if the number's bad, I'll short it. Nope. You do that, you're going to be in trouble more than half the time. You have to look at the technical analysis. You have to look at the direction of trend. You have to look at the elliott wave formation. Then you would see that basically, oh, this thing is going to go the other way. It's not going to be, bearish or bullish like the fundamental numbers show. So that's what I wish I learned a long time ago. The other thing is that if it's a bearish fundamental and the trend is bullish, it will shrink the bullish impact. In other words, instead of going way up high, it would actually come back down lower. So, like on a Euro JPY, compared to the other yen pairs, this pair should end up at 160 level. But because of all the euro problems and the weakness on the numbers and everything that we've been seeing, it's probably not going to go past this one. This Fibonacci number and this supply area is going to be strong enough to hold this back. It's going to be like a wall. And this impulse is not going to be strong enough to break that wall to come up to here. I mean, unless by the time it gets up here that some kind of a miracle happens, they find a big pool of oil underneath one of the European countries, and then that's going to take care and cancel out the Russian deficiency on oil, and there's no more energy problem in Europe. Well, then it'll go up to here easily, But again, it's planned to go up here, but I don't think it's going to go past this here, because basically the weakness on all the numbers are going to make it stop at a Fibonacci level beforehand, before the normal. So this is normal here, this is below normal, and then you have it above normal area. You always have 3 targets on Fibonacci. So because of the euro weakness, we're going to target here in this area. You have no idea how valuable that information that I just told you is, because I was trading the fundamentals all the time. I was trying to, I wanted to be a technical person and a fundamental person. I wanted to understand both, and I was, when I first started, and I was trading the fundamentals, and every time I did fundamentals, I never really, it was never really a positive outcome for me. Um, it was like almost like if it was rolling the dice. I might as well flip a coin, as far as which way to play a fundamental. And the thing was is that I wasn't looking at the waves at the time. I wasn't looking at the structure. I didn't know that we were still in a wave going a trend going up. So I was thinking the trend would just turn around and go the other way. When the fundamental came out, but it didn't. But it doesn't happen that way. Now, if the trend was going in the same direction of the negative news, then it would accelerate the process. You will get these very very big candles like this. Like this was probably something where a fundamental came in, and it was going on a downtrend anyway. And even this could have been. Here's where the trend was going up, and maybe a fundamental came in and helped it and pushed up, pretty quickly. So these are situations where news comes in and then basically accelerates the process. And don't forget, this is Euro JPY, so this news could have been on the Euro or JPY side, and it was just going the same way pretty much, as this. So it accelerated the candle process. That's all it does. If you can understand that, and you would understand basically how you can trade some of the fundamental events. Because if you know how sometimes it goes one way and then all of a sudden, like maybe 30 seconds later or 40 seconds later it goes the other way. Well, that's because the second way that it went was the way that the technicals are going. So if you were trading in that direction, you would have been safe. If you counter trend trade, you probably got whipped out. So you would know that maybe you, instead of, if you know the trend is up like this, and let's say you were playing an interest rate decision, and let's say it was right here, was interest rate day, right? So then what you would do is, bad example. Let's say right here was interest rate day. Okay, so then what I would do is that, okay, I would say, well, we're not done with this. We still have waves to go here. So we still have more to go up top side. So I would actually say, well, you know what, I would about 80 pips or maybe 50 to 80 pips, I would put another buy order here. And if this price came down, click to my buy order, I would have gotten in at a better price, but I knew the trend was up, and that would have taken me, I would have made so much profit off of that. Better than if I got into a sell order here and then basically came right back up and whipped me out. So this is a better option to get a better price, buy low, sell high, right? The Warren Buffett way. It still works even on Forex. Alright, let me get back to the Euro stuff. Euro JPY. Weekly. Okay, so let's go back over to the Australia JPY. Just want to show you guys. So this keeps bobbing up back and forth, but again, I'm waiting for it to break structure. And not only break it, but I need it to basically break it and close above that level. If it doesn't break and close above that level, I don't see a candle body above it, then basically I would stay long. I would stay short on that little scalp that I have, even though I should have gotten out of it already. But I'm still safe until it breaks that. And you'll see, if it doesn't break these levels, it will continue to give me indications it's going lower. It's having a lot of trouble here. Lots of trouble. The 3 candles, the third candle is still, even here, it tried here to get through. Here got super rejected. I saw a gap in this last candle. So if you go in a lower time frame, you'll see a gap. Let's see. Probably see like a 3-minute time frame. Yeah. So here, gap happened right here. Lots of gaps. So it is having issues trying to get through. Look at that, create another gap here. It's trying, but it would have to probably come back and close that gap on this one. I really think it's going to have to close it. So the candle body has to close that gap. It doesn't have to do it right away, but it could do it at like 2 or 3 candles. Some cases it doesn't happen. And actually over here, you actually have another gap here, which is very coincides with our prices right now. But you had a gap here, gap there, you had another gap there. Lots of gaps. I'm just trying to show you guys a little bit of price action on some candles. So that's what we're going to take a look at this for a few more minutes. There's 3 minutes left on this candle here. So let's see what this 3-minute candle does. It might print a doji. Here it might come back down and print a large candle downwards. It might pop up. All depends if it breaks through or not. I don't think it's breaking through though. Not just yet. Can't believe the amount of selling pressure that is there. Ooh, that one rose a little bit there, but it's just going to create a wick. Yeah, 2 minutes left on that one. That's just a wick. I mean, it could change in the last minute. Surprised it got up that high. See how fast it gets rejected when it gets up there? There's just a lot of orders up there. Oh, a little higher and reject. Hey, that's good. And there we go, back again. This is why you have to be careful about that confirmation I was talking about. Because the candle structure right now, I mean, it could do one of two things, right? It can continue on higher, or it could just turn around and go all the way down to that 95,027 level and just take you out pretty much. So, this is where you have to have a lot of patience. And this is only an 8 minute time frame. I mean, imagine if you were on a 4 hour time frame. It's like, oh God, if you were to wait for a whole day, you know, a couple candles until it gives you a little bit of direction. So that candle did not close higher. The body did not close higher than here. Okay, so it's still in play. This candle started, though, higher. Well, let's see. Did it start higher, or is it just right, like one tick off? No. It did not start higher. The body's not there. And see what's happening? So it has to take out this highest candle wick here. Of all these candles, it has to take out this highest one. The body has to be above that. If it's not above that, you can't trust it. I'm hoping this actually comes down so I can show you why you have to wait even one little pip mark or whatever. Why does that make a difference? Whether you go long or not at this time. So happens a lot. So like when it's like one little tick off and it's just a wick up there between the body and the top wick. Um, I don't know. That's another pair I have to take a look at. I haven't looked at your Aussie yet, but I know the Aussie is gaining strength. So um, it may turn your Aussie may be going down as well. But it all depends on the currency strength, right? Yeah, I mean, it may go sideways because you know the Euro Aussie may go sideways just because it doesn't want to actually go too far down. Um, So sometimes uh, it'll depend on where's the Aussie strength really being concentrated on. Is it on the JPY? Is it on the USD, or is it across two or three of them, like on the currency strength reports, or and where is it not, right? So, for example, I showed you earlier the currency strength, right, reports. So let me show you that again. So, for example, see this one here, the pound New Zealand in the middle. Okay, if you were in the New Zealand Swiss, the JPY, or the USD, that's where the New Zealand strength is concentrating on, and it doesn't even care about what's going on in the pound New Zealand. And in other words, if you put a trade on here, it would go nowhere because there's no strength in it. So this report allows you to identify which ones to stay away from. You see all these ones here like this? You stay away from these. Why are you gonna? Yeah, this is a 4 hour. So why would you put a trade on any of these that you see that, okay, well, there's no strength in it? Why would you put a trade on it? Go trade something that's gonna move, right? So that's why these reports come in very, very handy. And I highlight them for you so this way you can see which ones that are, that are going to be stronger. So you can trade those and uh, rather than the other ones. I rather you trade the stronger ones on that list rather than the ones that are medium or low. I mean, why would you even do that? I mean, you would want to trade the strongest ones anyway, right? You get the action. That's the whole thing. I mean, all these traders want to know. They want to see price action. They want to see the thing move. You know, and not only move, but guess what? If you're looking at a currency that is the strongest one, guess what? All you gotta do is find out what the trend is and just get in. It's the easiest thing on earth. So if the strength is the highest one on, let's say, Aussie JPY, and you go there and you know it's moving up or you know it's moving down, guess what you do? You just get in. If the trend is in the same way that it's moving and it shows up as a strong one, then you know what? Just get in. It's the easiest trades you can make, and you can scalp those too, because basically you know that, okay, well, the strength is there, and I go in and get out after like 30, 40 pips easily. The higher it is on that scale, on that graph, the more pips you can scalp off too. Just get in, get out, and just take 30 pips in like in a few minutes. You know. So you see how this candle did not go higher, and now it's just playing below, almost like it's pushing down. Looks like it wants to close that gap, so it'll probably close below uh, the gap here. It's got a minute left. Doesn't always have to close the gap. There's actually three different types of gaps, and honestly, it's hard to tell which ones are which. Like, I can't tell you like which one is here. Is this a gap into another area, or is this going to be a gap fill, and price has to come back down to fill it? Can't tell you until it's done. So it doesn't help you whatsoever. But as soon as it's done, I could tell you that once a candle has closed the gap, then that's it. There's nothing else. That candle, that gap is non-existent anymore. It has no bearing or meaning at all. So don't think that it has to have a meaning. Um, if there's a gap there, but it was filled already. So this one here was not filled yet. I'm amazed it's not filled, but and that's nice. But it's not going to close above, is it? No, it's just going to give me a wick probably. See how the wicks are nicely lined up here? It's trying, but it's not. It's not gonna. Ooh, went a little further this time. It doesn't matter how long the wick is. The body has to close above. Looks promising. I mean, that long of a body. Um, Although we've had long wicks here, but we'll see. And more than likely, if it's that long, it will come back and retest this area before it moves higher. Not all the time. So think about how many people actually got into this trade long here. Did not wait for the candle body to close. And then I hope to see that basically comes back down all the way down here. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a great, example if it does. Let me see the wave count on this. I got the 4 hour. And even the 4 hours a little bit too much. So let's go to 89-minute. Better? Yeah, that's better. So here we have zigzag, and all this is an A. Well, it's good. This could be A, B, and then this could be a C. So that could be done already. That could be done. It's a little short. I would like to see it come down a little more, but hey, you know what? A was a little short too. So I'm going to say that probably is done. And this right now is going to be, what you're going to see is a A, B, and C of 1. And then you're going to have a 2 coming down, probably down to here to my level. And then you're going to have a 3. And the 2 may come, more than likely it will come down to this is the level here. So, A, B, C. And then this will end up, whatever it is, ABC pattern or 1, 2, 3 pattern, it will come down all the way down to here. to 94,951, and then after that it will turn around and rise from here. Let's go down to a lower time frame and verify this, because sometimes some things are hidden on a lower time frame, but from here it looks like it will go up to 95, like 435 area. Let's try it 1 hour. Oh yeah, 1 hour looks a little bit better. So let's see. 1 hour tells me that this is an A, this is your B, and then this is your C. Yeah, it's about the same. It may not even get that high, but it's right now struggling to get past this one. Now, on a lower time frame, this actually looks like a three-way pattern. So let's see, yeah, 21 better. Nope, 30-minute time frame, 35-minute time frame. This thing is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're in a zigzag of 5, which will be ending soon. So this one actually looks like it's ending here. And then the next wave will be wave 2. That will come down to here, this area, and then wave 3. So I still had that short, and because I think this will be an area that I need to hit. I can, now that I know where it's going, I could actually put my take profit. Okay, gain 33 pips from when I went in. Could have been more. See, if I was a little bit more patient, let's see, I could have gotten from where it's at now. This is a 34 pips. Okay, same thing. Yeah. Oh, from where I got in, it's 23 pips. So 23 pips from when I got in, 33 pips from where it's at the top there now. It's just a scalp, 30 something pips from here. I mean, it's not. This is actually wave. So this is wave 1. Oh, sorry. This is wave 1 here. This is wave 2. So 1, 2, and then this is wave 3 going up. So these are the entries that basically you're looking for to get in. Okay, so as long, yeah, believe it or not, it can be right on the same line. It's like to make a W like this here, like a double bottom. Yeah. Usually, if you look on a very low time frame, it's off like by 1 tick. So, I mean, if you really want to see that, double bottom is usually, the bottoms are off by 1 tick. Like here, if you look at this here, this point and this point. I think this point is longer than that one by like a one tick. Oh, thank God, it's getting a little cooler. Jeez, it was just so hot today. I felt like I was in an oven, man. I was not feeling it. I was trying to hydrate myself and everything, and it was just not working. I was like, oh God. And I was in air conditioning too. I just I closed my office doors, and my living room and bedroom get air conditioned, and I just stayed there and just kind of like try to deal with it. And I have a good air conditioning system, but you could still feel. I mean, I could still feel the heat, like it's all around you. I almost could feel it. Like I closed my blinds and everything, I still could feel it. It's like it's radiating or something. I heard there was supposed to be some sun flares or what those solar flares. Yeah, that was supposed to come in today, so maybe that's what I was feeling. Who knows? That's why I was not feeling so well. I was like, geez. Yeah, yeah, but today was supposed to be a big one or something. I don't know, but it was just really. I didn't feel well at all. I was like this. I almost felt like I had either heat or sun exposure. You know what I mean? Just didn't feel well, even though I was in air conditioning. You know what happened to me one day? I was driving, and at the time I had my BMW, so I really had a really good air conditioning system. And I was driving in LA, and I was coming home from work that day. It was a little while ago, a long time ago. So my drive home was about an hour and 25 minutes because of traffic. Um, so I was in a nice cold car. It was freezing in there. Literally, I had icicles on my earbud on my earlobes. But guess what? The sun was still hitting me. And when I got home, I felt like I had food poisoning. I said, man, did I eat something or something that was bad? And I said I didn't eat anything. I was like I was on the road for an hour and 25 minutes. I didn't eat anything. So I felt really bad, and so I went and called my doctor, and I said, hey, listen, I just got home and I feel like I got food poisoning or something. I didn't eat anything. And the first thing that the doctor said to me was like, "Were you driving in the sun?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I have my air conditioning on. I have a BMW, cold air conditioning, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The sun was literally baking you from the inside out. So probably my blood level, my body temperature level rose on the inside because of the sun exposure, and it makes you sick when you do that. It will be just the same as if you were outside on a heat. It will be just the same even though you're in cold weather, but because the sun is hitting you, it would cook you. So that's why you gotta be careful. That I mean, ever since then though, I've always had to tint my windows on my car. Just to reduce the sun exposure. So every car I've had since then, because that one I didn't tint the windows just yet, so it was just a factory tint that comes from BMW. But that experience, forget it. I tinted every single window of my car except for the front one. Um, you know, um, but really dark, just because it's yeah, I don't want to experience that again. But yeah, it's interesting how all that happens. Wow, you kidding me, right? Remember that big candle? Now it still did not get up there. I mean, it just got up there, but the body is not up there. Yeah, It also these candles. That's why I said that this confirmation when you're in the lower time frames doesn't work very well, because see, it probably shows a candle that closed above that on the lower time frame. You see, like it did here, it closed above it. But you can't trust this lower time frame. You all right, man? Oh yeah. So you can't trust these lower time frames. Really, you got to be on a higher time frame. I mean, I would say that an hour or higher that you can do this confirmation thing that I just told you about. Better odds if you're on a 4 hour or higher. But you can let's say that it'll work maybe 90% of the time at the 4 hour level. It'll work only about maybe 82% of the time at the hour level. And anything below that, it's like literally like 50-50. You might as well just flip a coin. Sometimes even lower than that. Well, eventually it will, right? So, but like this one here looks like it was a failure. So now it'll price will just come back down here. And this is all being recorded, so you guys can see it on YouTube in case you ever have to get back to it again, and you want to see my numbers, you'll have it on there. Oh, I don't want to listen to myself. But don't worry. We're also recording your coughing. Your coughing is on YouTube now. Because everything you're saying on Guild and Discord is being recorded on YouTube. Yeah. Alrighty. So let me continue with that. All right. So we look like we gotta get up to. Go back to Euro JPY. So yeah, so I have is 150. Yeah, I'm pretty much straight on. Okay, good, good, good. And here comes all the people getting stopped out right here on Aussie JPY. Mm-hmm. That's why sometimes, like, if you see that I'm posting a chart, um, and if I show you, if I show you this is a 4 hour chart. I mean, if I tell you what do you see here, it'll be hard for you to see what's going on here. And sometimes you just gotta change the time frame just a little bit. Usually, it's 2 or 3 time frames from where you are looking at. So if you're looking at 4 hour, you can go way up down to the 1 hour. So it's 144 minute, 89 minute, and 1 hour. Okay, and this looks a lot better, right? So now you can actually see, one, two, um, possibly three, four, and five. So you do have to change time frames. And my instructor used to always say, uh, it's the picture. Okay, the picture you see on a time frame. So if you don't see the picture clearly on one time frame, it's like an out of focus picture. You got to focus it, and if you change the time frame, you can focus the pictures this way. You can see better and what's really going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it you just need to focus the chart based on what you're looking at. And it was better the other way. Let's see. I'll look at it really quick. Always got you always should go from the top down, but let's see. Ooh, this one is pulling down even more, huh? Well, it's kind of good news. You know what it's doing? I know what it's doing. No, this is a complex correction. Yep. So this is a whole bunch of ABC waves. So what's going to happen is a triangle is going to appear after all this. Not anytime soon. You're in a long. When did you get into the long? It's fun. It's fun. Hey, at least you're honest, man. Okay, so you were in this morning. Boy, up here, this candle here, huh? Okay, so the good part about it is that it is going long, but it's not going long that much. But it'll probably come back to um, a level that you can get out. So where were we? Yeah. So this came down here. All right. And let me see. It is trying to see what kind of complex correction that it's up to. Because this was a 5-way pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. So this is A, B, and C. It may not be doing a complex correction. It may be just doing a regular correction. But the C wave is going to be shorter. So probably only up to there. But if you got in here, then you have a possibility it's going to go back up to here. You can break even or make a little bit more to cover your trade. But I think it's going to be coming up to here. Like here, this part. What? Nah, this is not much because even if the head worked out, it's only like a little bit. Yeah, and it's already done. Like I'm not done, but man, hold on a second, guys. I don't know what that was. Did you hear that? What was that? Yeah, sorry, we just heard like a huge boom. We had heard it twice. Just wondering what it was. I'm telling you, man, for a place that is supposed to be high end and quiet, it's not quiet anymore. So yeah, I'm getting cheated. All right, so this is the neckline here. Here's a neckline. So you see how price came out of that neckline and it's bouncing off. So it's only got a little bit more to go. I mean, literally. Well, it may go further than that. So don't close it just yet. Because if this thing has, I mean, this is probably the most it's gonna go. So up to about here. 147 824 is the maximum. Well, the maximum retracement for this pattern. If this, it's not the greatest pattern in the world. But because it's a bullish pattern, because if the head and shoulders is upside down, it's inverted, it becomes a bullish pattern. In other words, it's turning. Price is turning upwards. So you might want to just keep it there, in order for you to get it back out here. Well, just set your stop loss to break even, right? Because you don't want to chance it, but set your stop loss to break even, and then well, um, well, let's see. Yeah, it's too bad you can't put two stop losses. Um, well, since this will take a little time, I don't know what time zone you're in, but East Coast, so you're gonna be sleeping for a few hours, right? Well, this will take some time. So this won't come up here until sometime tomorrow morning. Um, so you could actually put your stop loss below here, add a little bit of buffer. So this level here, um, this low here, 147 200. I would use 147 like 180 as a stop loss down here. And if it hits here, it hits here. Pretty much, it's done. But if it not, then you can wait until it comes back up here. This looks like. Let me make sure that the wave pattern is done here. Hard to read these waves. To 34-minute. All right, so this is definitely the end of wave 5 here. Then you have a B. Um, yeah, so again, like you gotta look at it at a higher time frame. If you're looking at a lower time frame, it's just gonna pull right back, like like I said before. So you really you can't you can't be doing that, man. I'm telling you right now, you're going to burn yourself so many times by working on a 15-minute time frame. You just can't be doing that. Let me make it clear. You're in this situation with this because you were on a 15-minute time frame and trading on it. Okay? So you got to stop trading on a 15-minute time frame. Yeah. So this here, see, 1, 2, A, B, C. Trying to read these waves here. A, B, C. A, B, C. Then you have A, B, C right here. And then you have an A, B, and then C. Okay. So then you have here this last wave is the only one that's just kind of weird. Well, it's definitely not a 1. I think this is an A, this is a B, and it might be a C going down. And this was the Euro Aussie, right? Check the Aussie. Let's check the Aussie USD. Aussie USD is going up. So that's getting stronger than the US dollar. So if the Aussie is going up, that means that the Euro Aussie will be going down. Definitely. So this is actually going down. This actually, it's going down. It's going down. So, I mean, Aussie USD is going up pretty strongly. That this may be. This may end up being a 1, a 2, and then a 3, 4, 5. So I think it's going to be doing that. Can't believe it's going down more, but it is. Only if it does a complex correction, and it can, because there's a lot of ABC patterns in here. Okay, so around here, if it creates a triangle here on here, like that or something, right? Then, yeah. But that's the only thing that would save you. And there's a lot of ABC patterns in here, right? So this definitely looks like a corrective pattern, a combo, complex correction. But yeah, but I can't confirm this one. This one here is really dirty, you know. But I mean, even this ABC pattern is pretty weak. The C wave, I would expect C wave to have pulled up like up to here, a little bit past the 4th wave, you know, in the first section, above 4. But because the euro is so weak and the Aussie is strong, it doesn't have to. But this one here, it makes sense that that was the end of C, even though it's kind of below this one. So it might be moving closer down. So I will have to redo this. Oh, actually, I had it going down anyway. So this was already, you know, planned to go down. So it might do that, or it might do a complex correction. Yeah, see, it's going pretty well. And this is a 89-minute chart, so let's see, 4 hour. Yeah, see, structure is going to be going down. eventually. Yeah. But it's very weird that it's doing all this. I mean, I'm thinking a triangle will appear here. So let me look at that AJ again. Yeah, that now it is taken off. So I would say it'll be safe to get into a long. Yep, yep, absolutely. Because that's going to be a big wave three. Big five waves up there. So just the fact that it did not pull all the way back. So here's a tip. If wave one was here and then wave two was here, and this is all wave three, because it didn't pull back all the way to a usual, 786 or 706 level, and only pulled back to like a 238 level or 382 level, um, that means that this thing has so much strength in going up that it didn't even allow it to pull back enough. So that means that this wave is probably going to be very long. Or this one, or wave five is going to be very long. And considering where the target is that we have, look at that. It's all the way up there to like the 96 area. So this is going to be one full 5-wave pattern all the way up here. So my target from where I just entered, 96 580. I just want to get out below that. It'll be 129 pips. Right there. Easy one. All right. Let me keep on here really quick. Let me take care of the ones that you guys have asked for, and then I will do the other ones offline. Okay, for our USD CAD. This is continuing. So even though looks like a all sideways movement, don't worry. I think the USD CAD will get up to here. It's just going to be a slow go. I knew something was going wrong. That's why I put a little eye here, because I said this doesn't look so straight, strong. But definitely we'll get up there. And then, so that's pretty much on track for now. And USD JPY. Came right back in the triangle again, didn't it? Yeah. When you're in this triangle part, I mean, really, it could go all different ways here in this triangle. There's really not much you could do, so just wait it out. But it's hard to forecast when it's like this. This one worked out pretty much. Okay. And then over here, different story. What did it do? It made a... See, this doesn't even make any sense. It made... This just did not... this just did a zigzag. So, you never know when it's doing a zigzag or a five-way pattern. And this one just did a zigzag up here. So, and honestly, I won't even call this a zigzag. It's a corrective wave. So this was an A, B, and C. Because here now you have a five-way pattern going down. And then you have another ABC here, corrective. This is wave 4. So it looks like you have an A, B, and C. And this probably could go up one more time. So this is a A, B, and C inside C wave. It'll come up to about here. Let's look on that more. Yeah, right up here. That will end up here at 138, 188. So they'll pull back and then come back up again. And once that's done, this looks like it's ready to come down and break downwards. So this will definitely start falling that way. What was this? USD JPY? Yeah. So it's coming up here, and then that's why it created a you got lower highs and lower lows. So because you have lower highs and lower lows, you have a downtrend. Alright, let me look on YouTube to see if there's any questions on there. And no questions today. And check on... Alright. Alright guys, it is getting late for me, 11:43 p.m. I am going to call it a night because it's been a pretty good day today. I will make sure that the rest of these charts are done first thing in the morning when I wake up. They'll be cooler. Just got to change my my schedule for working on the charts. So I'll work on these first thing in the morning when I wake up, so that this way I can tolerate the heat. Because we're going to be here for the little heat wave here for a while. So I will update them, and if you have any questions, you can send me a message on Discord or Gilded, and even if it's like, you know, hey, listen, Um, you know, do you need this chart or something? I could take a look at it. I could tell you what at least overnight level might be, um, until I get the charts up to date tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. Yep. Have a good night. Good luck. Yep. Bye bye.